That was a really good clap, by the way.
Thanks. That was that was a better cold open than the cold open.
Yeah. You just use that.
Yeah, so good. Andrew,
Alex,
we're back again.
again,
Unbelievable. This is the 5th time.
5th time. We've gone a lot further than most people probably thought we would have. And we're only 5 episodes in.
This shows a lot of commitment from us, I feel.
I guess the whole idea of the show was that we don't have to follow through to make any of these business ideas, but we have done this for 5 weeks now, at least.
I have been checking, and as of now, nobody has made any of our business ideas.
I haven't so far. Maybe by the time this airs, though, and they hear the quality that's coming up,
yeah,
that'll have changed.
There's some good stuff.
Fingers crossed.
I believe we've got like 2 minutes into this again, and we haven't said what the name of the podcast is.
We are done this for 5 weeks. We're still pretty bad. This is Brains on the Outside,
an ideas podcast for business.
for business.
Premium ideas.
Very, very premium ideas.
Definitely the best ideas north of Egypt.
Egypt. That's an improvement over last week, which was the best ideas in the northeast of England.
It's good. People can send stuff into the show.
Yeah, if you have business ideas or especially like problems you are having that's business related, we would love to hear. We love to try and help you solve those problems. So if nothing else, we are problem solvers, trying to come up with good ideas for you, the listener, to use. So you can contact us in 2 ways, which is
Twitter,
Twitter,
brainsoutside,
and then also
email, brainsontheoutside@gmail.com.
perfect.
Wonderful.
I'm really excited to get some Read It Real. So Alex,
Andrew.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Imagine this. You're a CEO. Maybe either it's not going very well or you're new in the position, right? You need to assert dominance and show the rest of the company you know what person we mess with. You're a serious CEO. You're going to get results, right?
Okay.
You're a big meeting coming up. Someone coming in. Got to close this deal. What you do. This is the CEO door. The CEO door is always push if it says pull, and always pull if it says push. So the person comes in, he's making a fool of himself. He's going out the door, it says push, he's pulling. By the time he figures it out, it's backwards. He has lost all the respect of his co-workers. And you have such a psychological high over him. Unstoppable.
That's amazing. That's really good. Door. Yeah, I mean, you could really, you just destroy any credibility that a person had.
Yeah.
You knock them off their game. They come in there, you're going to seal any deal at that point. You're going to get, negotiation it's immaterial now. You have won.
Exactly.
Before they even come through the door.
And the thing is, if it was if you start shouting at him or something, people would be like, oh, you're, this cool, calm, collected guy. But this, he can't question you on it. He's just embarrassed himself. They can't be like, you put a weird door in? That's a crazy person thing to say. If he came in, you put this door in deliberately to mess with my head, he's lost all his credibility anyway with that sort of line of argument.
May I suggest?
Go on.
What if the door is the door is always whatever you didn't do first? So if you push it, it's a pull door, and if you pull it, it's a push door, and it's always there.
Oh, that's good as well.
So there's nothing you can do about that, unless, of course, the CEO walks up to the door.
Yeah.
It opens first time.
There's some bio thing on it,
like an NFC thing, or
sees his fingerprints.
Yeah,
in first time.
I love this.
Yeah,
I think it's brilliant. I think it's just that level of subtle as well, that no one, if the door's got no marking on it, but you go up to it and it's got a handle, and you're just always going to be it's got a handle and it's got one of those pads for pushing it. Yeah. And you're just it's a double, it goes whichever way you do, and then bang, boom.
Especially if you've just walked through it yourself. The CEO's walked through it. And then the other person, she's trying to get through, not going to work.
She doesn't do it, yeah.
No.
I mean, I would install this in my CEO's office. definitely. Is if that's there, I've got the mahogany desk. I've got the classic leather books, and then I've got the CEO door just to really kind of knock people off their game, just to totally destroy them as they come in.
Totally eviscerate them. My plan is to sell it as a service. I'm taking a cut of every deal the CEO makes, I think. It's a little slither, like 1%, 2%, but I know for a fact they're closing every deal at this point.
Yeah.
They're never, ever going to lose.
I've just had another idea. Yeah. What if, for really, really big meetings, the door handle on the outside is always wet? So you open the door with the handle, oh shit, push, no, it's pull, you pull, it's like, oh, and now I have a soaking wet dominant hand, and the CEO's out to like shake your hand, and the CEO's like, oh, in comes the hand, and the person who's walked through the door is like, I have a soaking wet hand. I mean, there's the number of mind games that you could play with this. It's just amazing.
Even if they're like going to power through, take the move, I'm going to shake their hand like normal.
Yeah.
They're going to probably do a lot of handshaking. It's not going to work every time. I like this as well. The whole office is kitted out for just pure mental domination.
Yeah.
The seat that she's going to sit in, that they're going to sit in, is really squeaky.
Oh.
It's got one of those cushions on it that just constantly sounds like you're farting.
Oh, and it goes down a lot further than you think.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
So you're like, ugh.
Your pen just it's not empty, but there's a little, not quite enough ink. Like the first line you draw, that ain't coming out correctly. Like you got to scribble a bit on the side of the contract. You're done. Nice. You're done.
It's really good. Yeah, I think this is perfect.
I'm happy with this.
I think I think we could build a whole business around just selling shit to CEOs that's there purely to intimidate people and to knock them off their game.
We are CEO office designers.
Oh.
They get the first round of office designers in who really make it nice and fancy and expensive looking, and then we come in and we're like, maybe you just unscrew that like little screw on the chair, so when they sit down, leg falls off.
It's like a fucking feng shui situation, but just to really set people on edge.
Usually you're optimizing for pure stress, like all of it gone. Yeah. But here we're going for just a crucible of...
Yeah. You're like a Marie Kondo of fuck you.
Yeah.
Andrew, I'm in a pickle, man.
Again?
Yeah, again.
This keeps happening, man.
I know, man. Yeah, I have an exam next week.
Yeah.
Yes.
What for?
I'm becoming a lawyer.
A lawyer. That's a big career change.
Yeah, it is. It's a big one. It's my first bar exam.
I do hear it's pretty hard to pass the bar.
It's real difficult,
especially when you're spending 95% of your time podcasting.
It's real difficult. So what I'm trying to avoid is just taking too much law into my head.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't want to know too many laws, because then my brain will be full of law, and I definitely won't need all of that for the exam. I only need the stuff that's on the exam paper, right?
You just need to scrape past.
Yeah, I do.
Luckily for you, I have just seen a really incredible book you can buy.
No way.
This book isn't designed to help you pass the bar. Mm-hmm. It's help you design just scrape over it. This is the bar study guide that teaches you just enough to pass your exam.
Literally just enough.
Literally just enough.
I mean, that sounds like exactly what I want.
I think it'd be perfect for you. Yeah. And this is good as well because you're a very academic guy. You're always doing exams and stuff. They do everything. They teach you just enough maths, just enough English, just enough, French to just pass your exam.
Wow. What about like midwifery? Cool. I mean, that sounds perfect. What's the name of these study guides? Oh no.
Why does this keep happening? What do you think it is, Alex?
I mean, I just assumed it was called Just Enough Study Guides.
Oh, yeah, yes. Thank you. Yeah, I've been learning too much stuff, you see, and it's pushed that knowledge out my brain.
Oh man, yeah, that's bad.
So yeah, if you go to justenoughstudyguides.eu/BotO50, you're gonna get 50% off.
Oh, that's pretty good. Do they only give you 50% of the knowledge for that though?
Well, that's the amount of knowledge you're getting on the subject.
Oh, anyway, just generally, yeah. That's it. Nice. Perfect. That was another really good ad break.
Alex, have you ever had a bad CEO?
Yep.
Yeah, on a scale of like nice CEO to CEO door CEO, how bad were they?
Yeah, way past CEO door bad.
That's pretty bad actually. Because the CEO door's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, like I mean, real bad. Like if he, in fact, I've had two. And yeah, one particularly. If you ever listen to this, he'll know exactly who he is. So it's real bad.
And just to clarify, it's not our current CEO.
No, I love our current CEO.
He is great.
He's a real good guy.
Really like you, man.
He's definitely going to come on our podcast.
You should definitely come on the podcast.
He's absolutely 100% listening to this. And if he isn't, we're going to know about it because he's not going to come up to us the next time we see him. And he's not going to say Penguin Crisps.
Penguin Crisps. We're counting on you, man. We need this. So, I mean, that's pretty rough, having a bad CEO.
Yeah.
That would make your day-to-day life very hard.
Yeah, I mean, I would have loved to have been able to occupy him with other stuff to get him off my back. I mean, like, yeah, he was the sort of person that would sort of, he'd come into the office and then he'd stand behind you and you'd be like,
what are you doing here, man?
Oh, yeah, bad times.
What we'd really need is some kind of service or product that maybe all the employees could pool the money together for, to just permanently distract them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'd come in, and maybe we'd just like fill their calendar full of events, like important business meeting.
Oh, and then it would be with us.
Yeah, it would be with us. We'd be there, and we'd just sort of chuck in generic business terms like synergies, profit, taxes, business, and the CEO would he'd go along with it. He'd be like, yeah, I feel like a CEO. This is great.
Oh, yeah, I'd really like this. I think it's really good. Lots of good workshops where the CEO is distracted and we aren't distracted.
Yeah. We get him out of the picture. You do your real work. Maybe we set up a fake office for him down the road.
CEO though.
Yeah, and that's where he puts all the crazy psychopath shit he's doing. That's where he's putting the creaky chairs to freak you out. And then their real office, it's a nice normal office. You can have a nice normal meeting in there. Maybe, in fact, one day when he's gone, we just get a new CEO.
A better one. That's good. That's really good. Yeah, and they don't have to know that that's what's happened to them because they just feel like they're being a big business person.
Yeah.
Going out, maybe doing some photo shoots for a local newspaper. You set up a fake newspaper and we just like put a fake, big business
weekly
Times, yeah. And then just on the front page, there's a picture of you.
Yeah.
Of your CEO. Oh man, I mean, it's real good.
We'd run a restaurant. We'd fill it full of important looking people in suits.
Other bad CEOs.
We get them all in the same place.
It's a restaurant, and we just set up meetings between the bad CEOs, so they're just talking to each other, doing business deals. A
whole different economy, a sub-economy will form that we just send all the bad CEOs into, and they're doing deals, effectively monopoly money.
Yeah.
While you and your real company, you're getting on with the real work and having a good time because we've gone with this crazy person for you.
I mean, this is pretty good. That's a good idea. I'd also love to work in that restaurant with all of those big CEOs in it. Big bad CEOs in it, all talking to each other, chatting shit, doing business deals, shaking each other's hands real firmly. Yeah.
I imagine kind of fun to be a waiter there. In some regards, I mean, it'd be a horrible person to serve. Might be fun to watch from afar, from like a one-way mirror.
It's almost like nursery for CEOs. It's like a babysitting service for CEOs. CEO sitting.
They come into the real office
Yeah.
at 9 o'clock, and then someone else
Yeah.
will take them to this restaurant or this photo shoot and just leave them there for the day. I come pick them up at 5 o'clock.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's like the CEO nanny. That's what it is. CEO nanny. You get CEO nanny, and they're like Mary Poppins, but for CEOs.
If you're a baby CEO for babies, you go to the CEO nanny.
You go to the CEO nanny. CEO nanny takes you out. You go for a photo shoot. You go to the restaurant for lunch. You go to the business meeting with another CEO baby.
Yeah.
And then maybe you get to go to the swings on the way home.
Oh, wow.
That was a good episode.
Themed as well.
Yeah. CEO themed.
Takes like how to effectively become a worse CEO, and also how to save yourself if this happens to your CEO.
I just want to reiterate here at this point, our CEO is a very kind and lovely man.
He's a really nice guy, and he'd be an amazing guest on this podcast.
He would be, and I'd love to have him on here. Yeah, don't forget Penguin Crisps.
Penguin Crisps, man.
Good. Okay, so when are we back again?
Next Monday, as always.
What have we signed ourselves up to? This is madness.
I feel we are now in some lifelong commitment
Yeah.
to come up with incredible business ideas for every week. You did say, though, you want one of these to be turned into a real idea sometime, and if we throw enough stuff out there, eventually someone's going to pick some of it up.
It's 1,000 monkeys at a typewriter, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah. 1,000 stupid ideas, and one of them eventually sticks. Yeah, that sounds good.
And it might be next week, so you better come back.
I'm hopeful. Last week we had a reader letter.
Yeah.
Next week, I'm hopeful that we'll have another. Maybe we'll have a reader question.
A reader question would be perfect.
How can someone send a question if they've got one?
Brains Outside on Twitter or brainsontheoutside@gmail.com.
Wonderful. And what we're really looking for is like we want a chewy business idea or a chewy business problem that we can really work over.
I would love to help someone solve a real world business problem.
Yeah,
be perfect.
Lovely. All right, good. I think we're good, right?
I think I've had my brain outside enough now.
Yeah.
I think it needs to go back inside for a little while.
Keep your brains on the outside.
Keep your brains on the outside.